Recently, I did a Operation Protective White Boy video on Jeff Hardy, in which he got 3 DUIs, and all that really happened to him is that he got his license revoked for the not for the last, but for the next 10 years. And because of that, one of my subscribers in Discord has said, "Am I going to do one on Vince McMahon?" And I said, "What's going on with Vince McMahon?" And then they just sent me the article, and I opened it up, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I see what's going on." And I said, let me go ahead and just talk about it. Now, for those of you who do not know who Vince McMahon is and why I even brought up Jeff Hardy, is because Vince McMahon, he was the chairman of the WWE, WWF back in the day before it became WWE. I believe he was the chairman, CEO. He pretty much was over everything. He was, think of Roger Goodell with the NBA. I'm sorry, with the NFL. That's what Vince McMahon was to the professional wrestling realm. And I don't know if he's still in that position or not, but I know he was in that position for a very, very long time. He was in that position since I was a kid. So you do the math. But the reason why I'm talking about Vince McMahon today is because he literally got back into his position after this misconduct investigation that involved him. Well, it involved alleged sexual assault and, of course, money payments. But if you look at the thumbnail and it says this is what true power looks like, I'm going to make it a stronger point at the end of this article. Vince McMahon is rejoining the board of WWE several months after he retired from the sports entertainment company during an investigation into alleged misconduct. By the way, this story is came out in January, for those of you who didn't know. So he's been very well back into his role since then. WWE said Friday that McMahon, the founder and majority shareholder of the WWE, would return as executive chairman. It also announced a board shakeup. Shares surged more than 22%. McMahon retired as WWE's chairman and CEO in July and had stepped down. He had stepped down temporarily from the post a month earlier. The Wall Street Journal reported over the summer that McMahon agreed to pay more than $12 million over the past 16 years to suppress allegations of sexual misconduct and infidelity. The Stamford, Connecticut company said Friday that it will be looking at all strategic alternatives to maximize shareholder value. There have been rumors that WWE may be interested in selling the organization to another entertainment company. McMahon appeared to address that possibility in a letter to the board dated December 20th but published Friday. "I believe WWE has a unique opportunity during this critical juncture to maximize value for its shareholders and all of the stakeholders," McMahon wrote. "Specifically, given the rapidly evolving media landscape in which more and more companies are seeking to own their own intellectual property offered on their streaming platforms. I firmly believe that the best thing to do for all WWE shareholders and other shareholders is to undertake a comprehensive review of strategic alternatives." The company said in early November that an investigation of a special committee formed to look into the misconduct allegations was completed and that the committee was disbanded. The company, it's amazing what money can do. The company on Friday did not immediately return requests from the Associated Press seeking details about the findings of that committee. It did say at the time that the company was implementing some of the suggestions of the committee. McMahon's return coincides with the airing of some of WWE's biggest premium live events that year. The Royal Rumble takes place this month in Texas, while WrestleMania, a 2-day event, begins in April. McMahon said in a prepared statement that he doesn't intend for his return to have any impact on the roles, duties, or responsibilities of WWE's existing management team. His daughter, Stephanie McMahon, serves as co-CEO along with Nick Khan. McMahon's son-in-law, Paul Levesque, who wrestled under the name Triple H, serves as chief content officer. McMahon controlled a majority of the company's shares even after his retirement, giving him the power to engineer a board shakeup upon his return. 3 board members, Joe Ellen Lyons Dillon, Jeffrey R. Speed, and Alan M. Wexler, were ousted to make room for McMahon and 2 other board members, Michelle Wilson and George Barrios. Vince McMahon has been among the most recognizable faces at the WWE for decades, and I'm not going to go into his rundown because we're not here for that. So it's amazing what some money can do. Because right there, and it's highlighted for me, it said that he agreed to pay more than $12 million over the past 16 years. You're talking almost 20 years to whoever this person is or persons. And the thing is, it's not like he couldn't afford it, because Vince McMahon, he is wealthy beyond measure, without the shadow of a doubt. Now, the reason why I said that this is true power right here is because remember when everyone kept coming at Bill Cosby and saying he had all this power and all of this and that and the third? Bill Cosby went to jail on hearsay. Vince McMahon literally paid these people, or this person, over the course of 16 years, a lot of money to keep quiet, and didn't spend one day in jail. Then disbanded the committee that was investigating this. So we'll never really know the details behind this, except for what is put out there, which isn't much. That's why I say that he has true power. What y'all claim Bill Cosby has, that's not real power, with the exception of he has a lot of wealth. If you wanted to say he has wealth, then yeah, then that's very accurate. But to say he has all this power and to do all the stuff that he did, I said, if he had all this power, why did he spend even one day in jail for what he did, or what he allegedly did, I should say. But Vince McMahon didn't spend not one day in a jail cell. And I wouldn't expect it. I'm not surprised either. That's why I say people got to be careful about how they throw that word power around like it's some, you know, just some word you can just throw out there and it just sticks to anybody, because it doesn't. It doesn't apply like that to Bill Cosby the way that it definitely applies to someone like Vince McMahon.